Today we're going to make some adorable bohemian dandelion rocks. Let's get started. I'm going to start off by giving these rocks a light coat of Mod Podge, and the reason I'm doing this is because some of the natural stone is going to show through on the design, but I want to make sure that the rock stays light when the resin is on it. So this Mod Podge kind of fixes that part. Next, I'm taking a chunky paint pen and I'm going to line out some kind of random blobby shapes and fill them in with gesso so that I have a nice base coat. These are going to get filled in with color, but this just gives us a nice base coat so that we don't have to put many coats of paint or using the paint pen over and over and over again. Now, to pick the color combinations for these rocks, my mind naturally gravitated towards my paint pen sets because they're already kind of organized in some nice coordinating colors, but I also picked out some regular paint that I'm going to use as well. So on the first rock, let's use these three colors from the Tooli Art Pastel paint pen set, and I'm just going to color each of the blobs in each of the colors. So filling it in, if you need to go over it a second time to make sure you have good coverage, just wait till it's completely dry and then go over it again. If you don't wait till it's completely dry, it will lift the color off because it's still wet. So just make sure it completely dries before you go for a second coat if you need the second coat. And these three colors come from the Tooli Art Blues and Purples set. They're really pretty, nice and coordinated. So again, I'm just going to fill these in real quick. This set of colors comes from the Tooli Art Earth and Skin Tone set, and with this big kind of burgundy blob, I didn't shake the pen enough, so the paint wasn't mixed as well, and it didn't give as good a coverage. So I did have to give a second coat on this burgundy color to make sure it had the nice full coverage. You can see how it looks not as opaque as I'd like it. Then I'm going to take this blue, purple, and gray and fill in the blobs just with normal acrylic paint. The purple and the blue in this set also needed a second coat because it's starting to get old and a little bit watery, so it just doesn't have that same opacity as the other bottles of paint. Now I'm going to take the 0.8 Uni Pin Fine Line pen and I'm going to line out kind of a stem, and then I'm going to create a dandelion by making kind of crisscross wispy lines in and out coming off of that stem. So you do not have to be perfect with this. It's not meant to be perfectly symmetrical. Just put those lines out there, and then I'm going to put little teeny tiny hearts on the ends of these lines, and then I'm going to come back and add more fine lines. But first I'm going to get all these hearts on, and then I'm going to fill in kind of that centerpiece and make it more full with more lines. I'm also going to have a few rogue kind of little stems and hearts flying off of the dandelion. So think about when you were a little kid and you grabbed a dandelion and you blew it and they just go everywhere. This is kind of showing that, except our dandelion has little hearts on it. So perfect for Valentine's Day or kind of any time, and just makes it have this cute boho feel to it. And then because I have the space, I'm going to go ahead and write love in script and do the faux calligraphy and thicken up the downstrokes on this one. Then we're just going to rinse and repeat and do this on all of the different colored combinations and just see how it kind of comes to life. Different shapes, because the rocks are a little bit of a different shape. Some of them have more space than others. Some have space for words. Some of them don't. Some of them are ending up with more of the flying little stems off of them. But I really had fun with this, with the color combinations, and this whole style was very popular in the last 6 or 9 months with a lot of people that I follow on Instagram. They were creating different little line drawings with these colored blobs as the backgrounds, and I just thought it was so cute and hadn't gotten around to trying it, so I thought this would be a fun design to try. And like a lot of the designs, there's just tons of color options with this that you could do. You could just come up with really wild ones. You could go neon and bright, or really muted earthy tones, just all kinds of color combinations. And I also think you could do this design with a fine line paintbrush. If you don't have these fine line pens, you could use like a disposable eyeliner brush and still create this particular design, because it's very wispy with the lines. They don't have to be perfect. So if you don't have one of these pens, don't stress. Get a paintbrush and go to town with it. I'm definitely going to revisit this type of design in another video with maybe a different line drawing on top, because I loved how these came out. I love that you can play around with all different kinds of colors. So let me know in the comments which one of these color combos was your favorite, or maybe a color combination that you're thinking of trying that I didn't do. Thank you so much for stopping by to watch. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss future uploads. Take care, and I'll see you next time.